Uh, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Welcome to BSUM Virtual Soft Skill Fest 2020, organized by Bangladesh Student Union Malaysia and Bangladesh Student Association, University Putera, Malaysia. As you already know, the theme of this event is Soft Skill for Sustainable Career in New Normal. It's a 2 days long program and today is the last day. And this is Alamgir Chaudhary Akash, Treasurer of Bangladesh Student Union Malaysia and moderator for today's session. Before inviting our speaker, I would like to invite our Honorable President of Bangladesh Student Union Malaysia, Mr. Johirul Islam, to say few words for us. Mr. Johirul Islam.
Thank you, Alamgir Chaudhary Akash, and very good morning. Thank you all the participants and very special thanks for our honorable speaker, Jishu Tarafder. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. We are very happy today we are going to conduct our session for second day. So today's session, I mean that it is very, very special because you see that already our very special guest speaker are here. So it will be amazing, I mean. So I request everyone to join or to stay all the sessions. Today we will conduct 3 sessions. So if you join 3 sessions and yesterday's session, we will provide you a certificate also. And we mean that it will be very grateful for your career. It will be very grateful for development of your personal development, and as well as it is for society, your state, and that means if you can build up yourself, it will be benefited for everyone surrounding you, for country, for society, as well as for your family. So it is very important. I mean, I personally believe that it is very important to build up yourself. For this reason, we are arranging such kind of program. You know that yesterday I briefed about our program, which we have been conducted for this session for 2020. We had conducted lot of program, such kind of program. So I mean that next day, that means rest of the year, we will conduct another special programs. You will be with us, inshallah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome our honorable speaker, Jishu Tarafder. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johirul Islam, for your words. Okay, for this session, we are pleased to welcome Jishu Tarafder sir. And today he is going to conduct a very important session with us. And that is, the title of the session is the Developing Vital Skills of the Decades and Beyond to Become a Global Citizen. As a moderator of today's session, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce our guest in briefly. Mr. Jishu Tarafder sir is a chief consultant of Corporate Coach. He is a founder and lead activities of Bangladesh Organization for Soft Skill. We call it BOSS. He is also a chief mentor and director Soft Skills Bangladesh Limited. And he is a renowned corporate trainer and coach. Jishu Tarafder sir is an expert leadership and management development professional from Bangladesh. Jishu sir has a career history of more than 30 years and he carried out an extensive research in the field of human potential development and professional development. He has a vast teaching and consultancy experience in first-class international hotel chains, banking sectors, corporate training companies, real estate companies, hospitality institutes, electronic media and telecommunication sectors. Jishu sir holds several international professional training qualifications, including a qualification as a certified trainer and assessor of technical and further education in Australia. He also holds an MA degree in film and media. So as you see, Jishu sir is a versatile personality. We are really happy to have you here, sir. And I know that this session may bring up a number of questions from all of you. And I want to let you know that I will address as many as I can. If you have any question, comments, or suggestion, please ask through the chat box and later I will ask to the speaker on behalf of you. Okay, before just giving to the mic to the speaker, I would like to say, like, we have question and answer session. On the question and answer session, our Jishu sir will select five best participant, and the best participant will be awarded with certificates. So you guys make sure you are ready with, pay your full concentration on our speech today, and try to make some relevant questions so that you will be one of the winner today actually. Okay, without any delay, I'm inviting our speaker Jishu Tarafder sir, and from now to onwards the floor is yours, sir. Sir, welcome to this session, and please continue.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy that I'm communicating with you right now. And thank you very much once again for inviting me to this wonderful forum, for especially people, students from Bangladesh who are studying in Malaysia, right?
Yes.
So you have a wonderful association there. How many members do you have altogether in your
Actually,
association?
sir, all the students who are studying Malaysia, they are our members.
Okay, all the students who are
All
studying
the
there
students,
are
yes.
your member. Okay, that's good. So how many students?
Around 20,000.
I think we have to mute all the participants except our facilitator.
Around 20,000 people. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot.
আকাশ আপনি মিউট করে দিবেন সরি স্যার
Okay, no.
Okay, I can mute. I'm the co-host. I'm muting everybody.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. I'm the co-host. So I'm muting everybody and I'm keeping myself on mute. All right, thank you. So you have learned about me because Akash, right? Akash introduced me. So that's a very formal kind of introduction, but I introduce myself like this. Hello, everyone. My name is Jishu Tarafder, and I'm the best learner of the world. And I want you to be the best learner of the world. So I consider myself a learner. Whatever I have done in my life, it doesn't really matter. What I do now is the most important thing. So we should actually learn continuously, right? So I'm a lifelong learner, and I want you to be the lifelong learner. Then only we can, take the challenges, whatever is coming in front of us or in future. All right. Today's topic is a very, important topic, and I love this topic because you are young people and you have a lot of potential. That's why I have chosen this topic. This is rather a what kind of topic. I mean, we'll be discussing what, not very too much about how because of time constraints. That's why I want you to ask me questions, all right, so that we can cover a little bit of how part. Okay, and let me see. I'm sharing a screen. Okay, I'm presenting so that you can have a look. And here you go. So I believe it is already shared.
Yeah,
right?
it's visible.
Okay, it's visible. Thank you. So somebody can probably do the moderation.
Yeah, we will do, sir. We admit.
Okay, thank you. So the topic is developing the vital skills of the decade and beyond to become a global citizen. So are the participants allowed to talk, or they just need to comment?
They can raise or they can ask the chat box. They can raise.
Okay.
Because if you open the floor, then it will be chaos. That's why
It will be a chaos, right?
Do
So
not
I suggest that they can probably raise their hands, and you can allow a couple of them to talk because
Yeah,
we need
sure.
to dissect. We need to dissect the topic first before we go for details. We need to dissect the topic. All right. Let's have a topic: developing the vital skills of the decade and beyond to become a global citizen. There are some words we need to get clarified. Number one word is vital skills. That's the phrase, vital skills. What do we understand by the phrase vital skills? So can someone probably comment on this? Or maybe I'll explain later, but I want to hear from you. What do we understand by the phrase the vital skills? So maybe someone can give us the answer. Okay. Is anybody raising hand? I guess nobody's raising hand, right?
I can share my understanding.
Rez Chaudhary, yes.
Yes.
Rez Chaudhary.
Oh, Chaudhary? Yes. Okay.
Rez Chaudhary, he raised hand. Rez
Okay,
Chaudhary.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning,
Walaikum
everyone.
salam. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are. Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm Rezwan. I'm working in IB School, International Baccalaureate Curriculum School, as a coordinator. And basically, this is quite similar to what we are teaching in our school as to make the students global citizen. Because IB, International Baccalaureate Curriculum, refers to build up a nation that will be going to lead the whole world very soon. And our teaching strategies all are depending on the profiles and skills and, making the students global citizen. And as far I do understand about the skills, vital skills, and we do believe in the 5 skills, like self-management skills, that is very important for us, and research skills, communication skills, of course, communication skills, and social skills, that is the networking, that what we are doing at the moment. And also this organization is also do believe for networking. Without networking, might not be arranged this kind of session for everyone. And yes, these are the skills, those are believed to make a global citizen. If you want to be a global citizen, you need to be self-managed, well connected, and yes, your communication skills should be very good. Thank you, sir.
Okay, excellent. I mean, the half or maybe 3/4 of my program is covered already. Rez, thank you very much. You have done.
You are
excellent.
welcome, sir. Thank you.
You have done excellent. Thank you.
We have one
So-
more, sir.
Yes, one more, because of one phrase is already clarified. So now we have the second phrase, the decade and beyond. What do we understand by the phrase decade and beyond?
Okay, if anyone wants to say something, please raise your hand.
Yes. What do we understand by this?
Prantik Roy Chomok, do you want to say something about? You already raised your hand. Prantik Roy Chomok.
जी हेलो
Yes, go ahead, please. Yes.
हेलो
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Prantik Roy.
হ্যাঁ ডিকেড এন্ড বিয়ন্ড মেবি দা মানে যে চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে সময়ের, এই সময়ের চেঞ্জটাকে বোঝানো হচ্ছে। সময়ের সাথে সাথে স্কিলগুলোর পরিবর্তন হয়, স্কিলের উন্নতি হয়, এই টাইপের।
Okay, you have some idea, but not quite. What is the meaning of decade? Decade means it's 10 years.
10 years.
Right?
হ্যাঁ দশক।
10 years. So we are talking about the current 10 years, starting from the 2020 up to maybe 2030 and beyond, right? Meaning you can go ahead forward. So that is also clarified. And the third phrase is a global citizen. All right, who wants to clarify this part of this title? Become a global citizen. What do we understand by global citizen? Although Rez Chaudhary already have explained some, but we have to learn a little bit more about the term global citizen. All right, and then we will be talking about why. It is very important to understand first what is a global citizen, then we can learn about why. Okay, it's very important. I want to tell you something. I always teach my fellow learners that if you go like this, I mean, there is a flow of learning. If you go like this, your learning will be extremely fruitful. So first of all, you have to ask questions with what. So you have the subject matter clarification. All right, that's very, very important. Then you ask question with why. That is the purpose that is the motivation part, because if you clarify your why, then you can be highly motivated to learn. If you're not highly motivated to learn, you cannot learn. This is very simple. That's why you have to clarify with a question, why? And then the context, where you can ask who, where, and who, where, and when, right? That is the context. And finally, you should ask the question, how? The learning strategy, how do you learn it? So if you follow this flow with these 5 W's and 1 H, I believe you can learn very, very nicely. So that is what we are doing now. We are now clarifying the what part, then we'll be clarifying the why part, then we can clarify the how part. But today, I'm sorry, because of the time constraint, we can only address a little bit of how part. We'll be discussing mostly we'll be discussing the what part. Of course, we'll be clarifying the why part, but through your questions and answers, we can discuss a little bit of how part as well. All right. So global citizen. That is the phrase we are talking about now. If somebody can share about global citizen, you can share. What do you understand? Please share your understanding about global citizenship.
Yes, sir. We got 2 comments regarding this global citizen.
Yes. What is this?
Okay,
Okay,
Abdullah Arman, he said like a citizen who overcome the country, society, and all other barriers and become a global person, like Sakib Al Hassan, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, as the are now global citizens. It's on
okay,
comment.
that's a very good comment. I love that comment. In fact, very nice. And
Okay.
Reyes Chaudhary, I can read it. Yes, Reyes Chaudhary has also commented here. He wrote, global citizen refers to develop the youth to lead the world through skills and profiles. Muhammad Reyes, yes, that is also a good. So people will have different, kind of concepts, but we have to, have some kind of consensus, to the definition, so that we all agree that is the global citizen. But this is both of the comments here made by Abdullah Al-Rahman, another one Reyes Chaudhary. Both are very, very beautiful definitions of global citizen. Okay, good. So we have already clarified the title, but I actually I also have written the clarification. Let me read from the slide so that we can also have some kind of reinforcement of learning. Okay, vital skills, very important, and fundamental skills, very simple, as Reyes also clarified. All right, decade and beyond, I also clarified this, 2020 to 2030, this decade we are talking about, and beyond, meaning after 2030. These skills, these vital skills will be equally valid, of course. There will be more skills added after 2030 because the changes are happening so fast, so rapidly. All right, then the definition to me is global citizen is, first of all, we need to be a great patriotic and responsible citizen of Bangladesh, your own country. If there are any foreigners listening to me, as we are all Bangladeshi people, we must be highly patriotic. That's first. Then we need to prepare ourselves to live and work internationally. All right. So that is global citizen to me. And if we add the definition of race and another gentleman, Abdullah, I believe, so we probably can have a workable definition of global citizen. All right. So now let's talk about the why part. All right, why? And maybe before I go for the why part, maybe somebody can explain why we need to be global citizens. All right. So yes. So floor is yours. Somebody can probably come up and say, hey, this is why we need to be global citizens. All right. Although we are Bangladeshi, we love our country. We're highly patriotic people, and but still, we need to be a global citizen. So somebody can probably comment here. Why do we need to be a global citizen? All right. So is there anybody here who can actually comment, because this is very important. So I just gave you the formula of learning, the flow of learning. First, you clarify the what part, then you must ask a big why, a very big why. Why? If the why is clarified, then you can actually learn something. Not only learn, you can do anything. You can use this formula, whatever you do in your life. First, what? Ask the question, what is this? Then why? If you can clarify, if you can successfully clarify the why part, that builds your motivation. All right. And without motivation, you cannot do anything. All right. So this is very important that you build your motivation. So to build your motivation, you must clarify your why. So let's clarify the why. Why do we need to be a global citizen? Okay, who is here? Is anybody raising?
Yeah, we got on comment over there.
You have a comment. Okay, Alamgir Akash, you can probably read the comment.
Okay, sir. Shaharin Sattar, she said that to cope up internationally through our skills.
Cope up internationally. Okay, that can be a good comment. What is cope up? You are always fighting, right? Coping is like you're in the adverse situation, then you are fighting the adverse situation. So it's not always the case, right?
Sir, I want to add something, sir.
Yes, please, go ahead.
So it's like the world is converting into a global village right now. So we
wow, who is speaking? Habib, right?
Habib.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Habib, go ahead, please.
Global, the world is converting into global village. So we can communicate, we can take culture, like copy everything, whatever information we want to collect, we want to practice every single thing, and we can migrate from one country to another country. We can we can do every single thing, like it's become a global village, like a village. So we can
yes,
continue our business in different country, become a student in different country, like BSUM, like lots of students there from Bangladesh, they studying in Malaysia. So I think the global, like the concept of world is like a village right now, and so we want to be a participant of this world. I think that's why we need.
Wonderful, Habib, excellent. I think somebody else also have raised hand, so we can give opportunity to that person.
And that is Saidur Rahman, I think.
Saidur Rahman, please go ahead, Saidur Rahman. Rez Chaudhary also raised hand. Okay, Rez, you talk a lot of sense. You can also contribute here. Okay, go ahead. First Saidur Rahman and then Rez, so you can take 2 comments. Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Saidur Rahman, you can unmute yourself and please speak. Okay, we have few more comments, sir. I think Saidur Rahman, he didn't hear us.
Okay, maybe Saidur.
Sir, may I share something?
Yes, please. Yeah. Rez Chaudhary, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Basically, why the question is why, and if I say, like, if I give my example, as I'm a teacher, I'm working in Bangladesh, but I do students in Hong Kong and also in Malaysia. The students are studying in Fairview International School in Malaysia, and I'm teaching from Bangladesh to from other 2 country students. So that what I do believe, that there is no boundaries to be a global citizen. The whole world is in your hand. So that doesn't mean that where you are sitting, that's not an important question, but how we are going to deal with the whole world, that's the more important for you.
Excellent. Rez Chaudhary, very beautiful. Thank you very much. So you have spoken my mind as well. Thank you. So, okay, thank you very much. Let's read my definition of why. Here it is. So I can read from. Maybe somebody can read from this slide. I hate to read from the slides. So can someone read from the slide, please? Yes.
Sure, sir. If you think so, I can read for you.
Yes, Rez, please go ahead.
Okay. So in this era of technological advancement, we are and continuously will be living in the global village, either physically or virtually. We need to compete in the global arena with people from all over the world If we prepare ourselves only for the country, we will lose the competitive advantage. And also, we have a huge manpower. We cannot be realistically accommodated in a small country like ours.
Accommodated, yeah.
Oh, sorry. And therefore, it is the smallest idea to
Smartest
migrate.
idea, yeah.
Sorry, smartest idea, yes, to migrate and work elsewhere. It certainly doesn't mean that we should uproot ourselves from our motherland. It simply means we can move around the world with our talents and contribute immensely in our nation building. Yeah, sorry, I was reading from my phone, so it was quite small too.
No problem at all, because you're reading it first time, so it happens. So is it clear to everybody? I want to hear from you. In this era of technological advancement, we are and continuously will be living in the global village. You know, somebody, Alamgir, I guess, so far I remember, has uttered this word global village, either physically or virtually, right? We need to compete in the global arena with people from all over the world. If we prepare ourselves only for one country, aka Bangladesh, we will lose the competitive advantage. Also, we have a huge population or manpower who cannot be realistically accommodated in a small country like ours. Therefore, it is the smartest idea to migrate and work elsewhere, someplace else, in some other countries, right? It certainly doesn't mean that we should uproot ourselves from our motherland, our beloved motherland. It simply means we can move around the world with our talents and contribute immensely in our nation building. That is why we need to be a global citizen. Is the proposition clear to everybody? I think Rafi Sina raised hand. Do you have any question or do you have any comment? You can go ahead, please. Rafi Sina, unmute yourself and talk.
Sorry, sir, that was actually accidental.
That was accidental. That's all right. Thank you very much. That's all right. Okay. So if we are agreeing with this proposition, then I can go ahead. Okay. So you can write in this chat box probably, and then this, I don't know whether they're old. So you can write yes. Maybe you can be sure.
Yes.
We got 2 comments over there. Both are said yes. And 3 also. Both are said yes.
We need more yes, because we need to believe in this.
Yeah.
If we believe in this, then only we can go ahead. Otherwise, you know, that's the motivation part. We have to first believe that, yes, we need to be a global citizen, despite the fact we are highly patriotic people. We are Bangladeshi people, and we love our country. Because we love our country, we need to be a global citizen.
Hassan Ahmed raised his hand, sir. If
yes, go ahead, please. Yes, Hassan Ahmed, you go ahead, please.
Hassan Ahmed, please unmute yourself and talk.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Hassan.
Sir, it's my great opportunity to introduce meet you, because I have most of the time I heard the Jishu Tarafder is the leader or great coach. So this is my pleasure, and I also learn from your one method, like is the breath slow method. This is the WhatsApp method. Yes, and you will discuss about the becoming a global citizen. I think it's the most important thing in the modern technological era. So you also discuss about this, because we don't have any coffee with the technological advantage, or don't becoming the coffee with the change. So we will be a loser. So that's why in the competitive advantage, we also cope with the change in the world. So that's why I believe that I believe that the building of relationship is much needed for everyone. So becoming a global citizen.
Okay, excellent,
So thank
Hassan.
you, sir.
Excellent. You have beautifully explained why you need to be a global citizen, and already many people
Yes, sir.
already have said yes in the chat
Comment
box.
box, the comment box are flooded with comments, and most of them
Yes.
they said yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
So
yes,
many. I
that's
think we
right.
can.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So we understand why we need to be global citizen. So
Yeah.
I have listed here, 10 skills that you need to develop in order to become a global citizen. Let's go through the skills. So I mentioned earlier that they're mostly what part. I mean, when you question what, okay, but definitely we can always come back after I read and I explain the why part. And when we come back, we can also learn some how, if time permits. All right. So you probably understand the flow already, right? How we learn. First, you ask question with what, then you ask question why. That clarifies your motivation and purpose. Then the context, who, where, when, and finally how. That means the learning strategy. So this is how we learn. So let me share the vital skills. Here are the vital skills. Number one skill: develop excellent communication and networking skills. Excellent, very beautiful. I think Ray's also have mentioned about this networking and communication skills. All right, it is extremely important because we are Bangladeshi people. This is the only hindrance I can see. This is the most, highly ranked, hindrance that Bangladeshi people are facing. We are not so responsive people. We are rather very unresponsive people. That is why, people from other countries, they're coming to Bangladesh and they're working here, and so many CEOs and C-suite people are working in Bangladesh. They're from India or from Sri Lanka. Why? I asked, I did a survey. I conducted a survey. Why so? Why people are depending on Indian people, not on our own people? All right, and the fact probably that India, so many Indian people are working in Bangladesh. They're taking away so much of money from Bangladesh. So our people who are working abroad, they are giving us about 13 billion to 14 billion US dollar to Bangladesh. That is one of the major, income source of Bangladesh, right? Yes. But, people are siphoning away from Bangladesh. 5 billion to 6 billion dollars are taken away by Indian people who are working in Bangladesh. But let's talk about the C-suite people. Why, the owners are hiring Indian people? Why are they relying on Indian people or Sri Lankan people, not on our people? Why are they lacking? Are they lacking in their educational qualification or training? Why? Then I found out the most important factor they're missing is the communication skills, because they can rely on Indian because they're very, very good in communication. They're upfront, they're responsive, they can go anywhere. They can go to a European market or an American market. They can go and talk and negotiate on behalf of the owners, and they can realize the business. But our people are a little bit shy. They're not coming forward to communicate. That is a big challenge for them. Although the fact they have enough or more than enough, qualification, and they are excellent in their, educational qualification. But despite the fact they have excellent educational qualification, they are lacking, seriously lacking in this communication skills, because we are a little bit I don't know why, because I asked people, why are you not communicating? Are you shy, or are you not confident? Mostly, we are a little bit not so confident. and shy. Okay, so you need to break this cocoon. We need to come out of this cocoon and communicate, and we need to have a high level of networking skills so that we can network with people. Your future will be defined by the people you know, all right, or whoever know you. You know, that is the most important. The people know you or you know people. This is very, very important. So in order to become a global citizen, you must develop your communication skills, my dear friends. Also, you need to network extensively. You need to have a database of people who are powerful people who can give you employment, who can give you work, all right? Without asking, without begging. We are not beggar nation. We are people who are competent people, so we can go anywhere of the world and we can work and we can contribute to their companies, and in the long run we can help our country. So my dear friends, develop your communication skills. Come out of the shell, come out of the cocoon, and be an excellent networker. So this is number one, all right? Number one factor, that is just like a roadblock to us. So it cannot be a roadblock forever. All right, it cannot be a roadblock forever. We need to come out of this cocoon and we need to break that roadblock. All right, let's go to the second part. Number two skill that we need to develop. Build excellent language skills, especially English language. Learn a third language if necessary. Look, language efficiency or proficiency is extremely important. Communication is the mother of success, and language is the vehicle of communication. This is what I tell people. You know, you need to be a great communicator, but how do you communicate? You need to learn languages. Extremely important. All right? First of all, you must learn your mother language very well. All right? Our beloved Bangla. We love our Bangla language very much, right? So, but unfortunately, I've seen people, so-called educated people, they cannot even write a page correctly in Bangla. There are spelling mistakes and there's syntax mistakes and so on. You know, it is a shame. It is really a shame. When they speak, they cannot speak the standard form. They speak a colloquial form. I'm not against colloquial form. I love colloquial form of any language, but I love to speak a standard form of language, be it our mother tongue or be it any other language I learn. So that's very important. Then English. English is the lingua franca. This is the international language. Wherever you go, you must speak English. This is the common language, my dear friends. So you must be very, very good in English so that you don't, hesitate to speak. This is another barrier. Because we don't speak English, although we were the colony, British colony for more than 200 years, and we use a lot of English words when you speak, but when you want to speak only in English, we falter, unfortunately. That is really, really, a roadblock to us. What we have to do, we have to learn English so well that it doesn't matter what accent you speak, it doesn't matter. Like Indian people speak their Indian accent. They're not shy, but they speak correct English. So wherever they go, they're confident, they can communicate well. But our Bangladeshi people, they speak broken English. They don't speak correct English. Most of them, I'm not talking about you. But if you have any opportunity to improve your English, please do. That is extremely important. And about third language, that is also important. Look, whatever I'm today because of my language skill, I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Because I studied in Japan a long time ago. As you know, I have a very long career. So I went to Japan accidentally. I didn't want to go to Japan, but accidentally I have been there. And I started learning the hotel management. I got admission in a hotel management school, and then I loved that profession, all right? I loved that vocation, rather. And I picked up Japanese because the medium of instruction was Japanese. First of all, I had to learn Japanese. Then I could continue my study, all right, there in Japan. So that actually paid me off greatly. All right. That paid me off greatly. That language. Because of that language, I got a job in sales and marketing department. All right. And I was looking after the Japanese clientele. All right. And even when I was in Malaysia, you know, I worked in Malaysia as well. All right. And I was looking after the Japanese clientele there, because we had a lot of Japanese people coming to Malaysia at that time, back in 1996, 97, 98, 3 years I was in Malaysia. And that time I was stationed at Langkawi. So we had a couple of hotels there. One was now Westin, and that time it was called Sheraton Perdana Resort, and there was one Sheraton Resort. Now there is a 4 Point by Sheraton at Langkawi, and a lot of hotels, Sheraton properties and Westin properties, they're in the same group. All right, were in Malaysia that time. So I actually did very well because we had a very good Japanese clientele base, and I was in charge. I was also in charge of training, all right, training people. So basically I started my training career in Malaysia, all right. Before that I was in sales and marketing department, and then I gradually, you know, shifted to the training department. So look, because of my language skill, especially Japanese language skill, it helped me immensely. Since I lived in Malaysia, I picked up Malay too. I am fluent in, you know, daily life, you know, Malay. So I can go and shop in Malaysia. I can just hang around anywhere. And I'm so very much accepted by the Malay people because I speak you know, daily life Malay, if not the bookish Malay, just, you know, the daily life Malay. So it helps. So whenever I go to Malaysia, I return to Malaysia, I have so many Malay friends, and you know, although everybody speaks English because they are from hospitality industry, I have a lot of friends, you know, from Malaysia. You know, they all speak excellent English and they're doing so well. You know, my friends who are my colleagues, who were my, you know, my colleagues in Malaysia at that time, they're all in different countries. Some of them are in China, some of them are in Singapore, Australia, and Europe. They're doing so well because of their language skill. Look at the people of Malaysia, they speak at least 3 languages. You know, if you are like their mother tongue, the Malay and English. And some people also speak 4 languages. You know, if there are Indian people, Indian Malaysian people, some of them I have found they speak 4 languages. Because of their language skill, they can communicate with each other, and they can also communicate globally. So my dear friends, it is extremely important that you become an excellent communicator and networker. Also, you have to build the language skills. There is no way out if you want to be a global citizen. All right, so that's number 2. Let's talk about number 3. Be tech savvy. Learn to use technology extensively. We cannot live without technology, my dear friends. All right, I tell people, if you want to be a young person forever, you need to embrace technology, whatever is coming. Like myself, I always embrace technology, whatever is coming. All right. Right now, I have embraced technology, like we are using a Zoom platform. We are, you know, working remotely. All right. This is one of the ways that we can be a global citizen. But don't limit yourself like this. All right. So you can learn more about technology. You can use AI and VR and whatever technology coming in front of you. All right. So you have to be one step ahead of the technology so that you can embrace the technology coming. All right. If you can adapt to technology, then you can successfully be a global citizen, my dear friend. All right. That's number 3. I believe I have explained to you well, and I made my point. Okay. Let's go to number 4. Number 4, be the master of your craft. That is, you have to have your domain knowledge, hard skills, extremely important. Be the best in class professional. All right. You have to be the master of your craft. You have to have the domain knowledge. So here I have a photograph. If somebody's, you know, creating a pot. He's a potter, right? This is called pottery. He is highly skilled. I cannot do it. But whatever is your domain, my dear friend, whatever is your domain, whatever you are learning, you must be a master. If you want to be the top class, best in class professional, if you want to be a best in class economist, have in-depth knowledge, domain knowledge of economics. If you want to be an accountant, have in-depth knowledge about accountancy. Whatever is your vocation, be a master, all right? Then only you can be a global citizen. Otherwise, we will end up with mediocrity. Mediocrity kills us. We cannot afford to be mediocre anymore. We must be excellent. We must be best in class professional, all right? And we can work we can work shoulder to shoulder with people from all over the world, all right? So do not have any deficiency in your domain knowledge and hard skills. Extremely important. I am a soft skills activist. I love soft skills. This is what I do now, and this is my profession. I teach soft skills to my fellow learners. But I'm also an advocate of hard skills. Soft skills will be useless if you don't have the hard skills. So people will hire you because of your hard skills, and you can retain your job or employment probably with your soft skills. You probably understand both are equally important. Both hard skills and soft skills are equally important. So I always advocate that you become the master of your craft. So this is number 4. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, learn and apply soft skills, especially personal leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, negotiation skills, selling skills, teamwork, conflict management, people leadership, etc. Extremely important, right? So I just told that you need to develop your hard skills and you need to develop your soft skills as well. So these are the most important factors for the next decade, or the current decade rather. Your personal leadership skills. That is, I think Ray is also told, personal management skills or something he said, similar, all right? Extremely similar. And critical thinking. This is a very, very important skill that you can learn. And I'm a great advocate of critical thinking too. I teach critical thinking. I have a program called Soft Skills Framework where I teach critical thinking. I have more than 20 skills that I work with, and I work with my fellow learners, and critical thinking is there. Also problem solving, decision making, negotiation skills, selling skills, extremely important. Wherever you are, you must sell. You must have this self-advocacy skill. We call self-advocacy skills, so that you can go and tell people, hey, I'm like this, I'm doing this, so people can hire you. You must, convincingly influence people. That is called salesmanship. You need to develop, whatever you are. It doesn't matter you are an accountant or an engineer or a doctor, whatever you are, whatever is your profession, it doesn't really matter. On top of everything, you have to be a salesperson. That is why you need to develop a selling skill. All right? I hope you understand this part, this number 5. All right? The 2 participants raised hand. Okay. Put your questions in the parking lot, please, and we will moderate afterwards. We are at the point number 5. We have 10 points to cover. Let me cover the points, then we'll be taking the question and answer session. So Habib and other 2 people, they have raised hand. Okay, good, thank you. So let me go ahead first. Let me advance with the points, and then we can moderate the question and answer session. Thank you very much. And then number 6, have a strong entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneurial mindset means you have to be an entrepreneur. Everybody has to be an entrepreneur. Even if you work for others, Even if you work for others, you can still be an entrepreneur. All right, if you are an employee, if you think you're an employee, you'll be ending up being an employee for the rest of your life. But if you want to be a global citizen, you cannot afford to do that. You need to be an entrepreneur. That is what is called intrapreneur. I believe you know the terminology called intrapreneur. Intrapreneur, intra means within. A person who is an employee taking salary, doesn't matter, but he still or she still work like an entrepreneur. Those people are called intrapreneur. They're not employees. All right, they don't have the employee mentality. Employee mentality is like, you know, employee mentality is like 9 to 5. You come at 9 o'clock or whenever is your, work is starting, and you finish at 5 o'clock and you go ta-ta. You're not involved in the vision, mission, goals of the organization. You just, you are just selling your time. That's it. But that is not expected of you. Employee mentality is not a growth mentality. Intrapreneur mentality is the growth mentality. And indepreneur, this is the word I coined. This is the word. There is no word like indepreneur in the dictionary. Intrapreneur is already in the dictionary, but indepreneur is not yet in the dictionary. Maybe they will add later on. This is what I created. I coined this word, this indepreneur. What does it mean by indepreneur? Let me explain to you. We are living in a global village, and we will be continuously living in the global village. That's why we want to become the global citizen, right? Indepreneur means you can be an independent entrepreneur, right? You can still work for other people as a consultant, right? You can contribute to many companies instead of just one company. That is called independent entrepreneurs, who will be working for many companies at a time on contractual basis. And you can work from anywhere. Like we are now talking, I'm from Bangladesh, you are from Malaysia. I can go to Thailand, and I can sit on a beach, and I can also talk like this, no problem. All right. So we can be, place doesn't matter when we are like global citizens, place doesn't matter. So an indepreneur will, what an indepreneur will do, he can or she can, serve many companies because he can sell the expertise, all right, as an independent consultant. So indepreneur means independent consultant who is also an entrepreneur and help other companies or people. I hope you understand the word indepreneur. Independent and entrepreneur. I joined two words. So this is a new word that I coined. I believe many of you will choose this, the path of indepreneur as well. But if not, you must become an intrapreneur. Intrapreneur. For that, you have to have a very strong entrepreneurial mindset. That is the most important. Don't believe in employment only. Don't be an employee. Shake off your employee mindset. That is a static or backward mindset. But when you become an entrepreneur, then you have the forward mindset. You are undertaking an adventure. All right, that is the enterprise. Entrepreneur and enterprise are same thing. They're from the same, root. All right, so become an entrepreneur. I hope I have explained this. Number 6. So let's go to number 7. Build very strong adaptability skills. Prepare to live and work anywhere in this world. Here I have put a picture of a polar bear. They are a symbol of adaptability. They live in extreme cold temperature, and they go on hibernation during the winter. So they still sustain. That is very important. You have to sustain despite the fact of a lot of adverse condition, environmental condition. So you have to sustain. You have to survive. You have to, then you can thrive. That is So in order to thrive, first of all, you have to survive. You have to sustain. Then you can strive to thrive. All right, extremely important. So if you have choice, if you're like homesick and and if you have like options, like this is not good, this is bad, whatever is coming, it doesn't matter, because you are a global citizen. You can go anywhere and you can finish your term and you can move around, no problem. All right, no problem with that. So do not have any negative attitude about the place. The most important thing is your work and is your life. That is why, you have to have a strong adaptability skill. You have to manage the change. Extremely important. If you can manage change, then you can adapt. If you cannot adapt, you cannot really cope. Somebody said the word cope, right? You cannot cope. Extremely important. Number 7. Now let's talk about number 8. Be ready to evolve. Anticipate what's coming next and upgrade your skills accordingly. Extremely important. Whatever skill you have today, right? You have to see what's coming next. I have given a symbolic picture here. Like we used to use tungsten bulb because it was consuming a lot of power. Then we switched to this fluorescent bulb, right? And now we use LED bulb. So look at the evolution from tungsten bulb to LED bulb. And before tungsten bulb, probably used something else, maybe a gas bulb or maybe a kerosene lamp. Then we evolved to tungsten bulb. Then now we have evolved to we don't know what's coming next. Maybe there'll be light emitting diodes more efficient than now, so we'll be consuming less power. So this is only a symbolic picture that I put here. That means we have to evolve. So you cannot just retain your skill, you have to upgrade continuously, and you have to be able to anticipate what is coming next, and accordingly you have to change yourself. So you have to adapt and you have to evolve. Both are important. Number 7, you have to adapt, and number 8, you have to evolve. Okay, both are extremely important. Both are part of change management. Okay, and now here is number 9. Number 9 is understand diversity. Extremely important. Respect other people's socio-cultural values and accept people from all over the world. Extremely important. When you want to live in the global village, when you want to be a global citizen, you have to understand the diversity, people from all over the world, because we are so conservative sometimes that we don't want to understand why they do the way they do. But if we have the empathy, my dear friends, then only we can understand diversity. Then we can accept people the way they are. Then only you will be accepted by other people. Otherwise, you will be not accepted if you don't accept other people's socio-cultural values and respect other people's socio-cultural values. And because you are a global citizen and people will come from all over the world, all right? And you can work, with them, shoulder to shoulder. You are no less, no more, all right? You have to think like that. You're not superior, you're not nor inferior, all right? We are equal. People from all over the world, they are equal. And you have to, have that kind of understanding. You must respect, all right? That's number 9. If you want to be a global citizen, understand diversity and respect other people's social cultural values, all right? Number 10, here we go, number 10 and final. Be highly patriotic. I told you earlier, wherever you go, always stay connected with your roots and try to bring foreign investments to our country. Because you are global citizens, you have more connectivities, and you know people from all over the world because you are a great communicator and great networker. You know many people, right? So you are the people who are the ambassadors of our beloved country, so that you can bring foreign investments to our country. That's your responsibility as a global citizen, All right. Never cut your root. Never ever cut your root. I never cut my root. I lived in many countries in my life. I worked in many countries. I studied in a few countries, but I never cut my root. You know. Now I'm back to my own country, and I'm contributing to my country by providing this learning and development lessons to my fellow learners. All right, this is what I'm doing. All right, and I will try to contribute more. All right, and I will try to work harder than I'm doing now. All right, my dear friends, these are the 10 topics that I wanted to share with you. I hope you have noted down. If some of you have joined a little bit later, for them, I'm just reading very quickly, all 10 of them, so that you can have questions. A few people already have raised their hands, and they can ask questions first, then we can have a mini question and answer session, provided time permits. What is the time now? It's 10 o'clock, already 1 hour gone, so maybe you can have about 15 minutes to 20 minutes to moderate the question and answer session. Before we go for the question and answer session, I'm just revising the points once more. Number 1, develop excellent communication and networking skills. Number 2, build excellent language skills, especially English language. Learn a third language if necessary. Number 3, be tech savvy. Learn to use technology extensively. Number 4, be the master of your craft, i.e. domain knowledge, hard skills, etc. Be the best-in-class professional. Number 5, learn and apply soft skills, especially personal leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, negotiation skills, selling skills, teamwork, conflict management, people leadership, etc. Number 6, have a strong entrepreneurial mindset. Even if you work for others, be an entrepreneur or indepreneur. All right. Number 7, build very strong adaptability skills. Prepare to live and work anywhere in the world. Number 8, be ready to evolve. Anticipate what's coming next and upgrade your skills accordingly. Number 9, understand diversity. Respect other people's socio-cultural values and accept people from all over the world. Number 10, be highly patriotic. Wherever you go, always stay connected with your roots and try to bring foreign investments to our country. That's it. Thank you very much, my dear friends. I'm stopping sharing this presentation. Now we have the Q&A time. Let's go. Q&A time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jishu Tarafder, sir, for this great session. The session was really insightful, effective, and lively. I believe all participants will be highly benefited from this session. So as I promised earlier, our sir he also told us, like, I'm going to address the participant question now. The comment box are already flooded. So I will pick few of them because, okay. But before raising the question, there was 2 persons, they already raised their hand. Can you give them a floor first, sir? Or
yeah, yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, Hassan Mahmoud, you can unmute yourself and talk, please. Hassan Ahmed, you can unmute yourself and talk.
Akash, I think.
Okay, then, okay, Rez Chaudhary. I think Rez Chaudhary, you can unmute yourself and talk.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. And basically, I don't have any question, but I want to give a reflection to ourselves for today's session. So if you allow me, then I can reflect my my views of what I have learned from yours throughout the session.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so that I do follow in my class that after every class we used to give the reflection to the students, so they used to get this as an exit card. As a trainer, you are also, I think, know about the exit card. So it's the time for exit card, and the reflection is like 2 stars and 1 wish. So for if I say the 2 stars of your session, 2 stars is, 1 is your communication skill is really good, and the slides are really wonderful. And 1 wish, if I say 1 wish, I wish we could we could get you for more minutes to learn more things from you. Thank you, sir. These are the 2 stars and 1 wish from my point of view.
Excellent comment raised, Chaudhary. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have few hands right now. Mr. Habib, you can unmute yourself and talk. Mr. Habib.
Sir, from point number 5, sir, I saw a word that people leadership. Sir, can you please explain that word for me, please, sir?
Yes, that is the leadership. You know, leadership has 6 levels. So you can also learn right now. I'm just briefly giving you an idea of 6 levels of leadership. Number 1 leadership is your personal leadership. Leading self is your personal leadership. All right, leading self. When you are the first person you lead. All right, you are a person. So you start from leading self. That is called personal leadership. Then number 2, your private leadership. You are a leader of your family too, because you have family members, then you become a leader of your family. And number 3 is organizational leadership. When you are working for an organization, that is your organizational leadership. If you are a student, then you are actually leading your organization too. That's your work, all right? And you are also leading your organization. Here, the people leadership comes when you are leading other than yourself, all right? The number 4 is social leadership, when you are working in a social context and leading people from the society, all right, or the community. And number 5 is national leadership. If you have a cause or a faith, or if you're a member of political party, or whatever you are, when you are operating nationally, then you become a national leadership. And number 6 is global leadership or international leadership. So when you have a cause or something that you work internationally and lead people from all over the world, then you become a global leader. So these 6 levels of leader. So number 1 is personal leadership. You're leading only yourself. That's personal leadership. And from number 2 to number 6, you are actually leading other people. So you have to learn how to lead other people too. That is people leadership. I believe you understand now, right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Nice explanation, sir.
Okay, sir. We have few questions in our chat box. If you allow me, I can read out those.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, Prantik Chomok, actually she asked 3 questions to us. Like, first question is all global citizens are leader? This is the first one. And the following one, he wants to know, like, how can we develop our professional skill? And the next, he wants to know, are academic results are so much necessary, just like GPA or CGPA? I just combining it all question together.
No, maybe I'll just, because I will forget the part of the question. The first part of the question is, are all
global citizen a leader?
Global citizens, of course. Everybody is a leader, my dear friend. All right. First of all, you have to think I'm a leader. When people become a leader, somebody can become a leader instantly, right now. You know how? When you take charge. All right. When you become responsible, proactively responsible of people, of tasks, all right, of a situation, you instantly become a leader. So of course, because you are global citizens, you are a leader, because you have taken the charge, the responsibility of yourself and of your family and your people and work. I just explained 6 levels of leadership. So when you are taking responsibility, then you're becoming a leader. So everybody, yes, to answer your question, yes, everybody is a leader, and especially global citizens. You are, of course, are leaders. And what is the second part of the question? I can read.
Okay, he actually the question was, I just combined all the question and I put it a different place. That's right.
Okay.
Okay. The next question is, how can we develop our professional skill? And he also mentioned that, does CGPA matters?
Okay. Professional skills. So in the professional skills, you have the hard skills, right? You have to apply, through training. That is the only way that you can develop your skills, through training. What is training? Training means practicing. All right. The more you practice, the more you learn, because you'll be doing mistakes, and then you can gradually, rectify those mistakes, and you can be excellent in your skills. If not perfect, perfection may not be achieved, but you can always have a benchmark like 80%, 90%, and you can achieve your benchmark, then that is the excellence. So you'll be opting for the excellence, and through training you can learn. Without training you cannot learn. You may have some knowledge, but you cannot, if you cannot apply those knowledge, then unfortunately you cannot be professionally sound. So whatever knowledge you have, you must be having an in-depth knowledge, of course, but you have to apply those knowledge in reality. Then only you can be skilled. This is how you develop your professional skills. All right?
Okay, sir. Shaharul Islam, he asks like, how can I self-motivated for learning English language?
Okay, I'll be back in one.
Sir, you were just unmute. Okay, I just unmute yourself. Sir, you already got. Okay, sir.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
One minute.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I'm just requesting our all participants. If I believe you guys are enjoying. We almost like 110 right now. The more participants are joining. So if you have any question to our honorable speaker, I think you can.
You can raise hand also.
Yeah, you can raise hand, or you can ask through the chat box. I will try to address as many as I can. So we got so many questions. Like, okay, it's okay. Still, you can ask question through chat box. Okay. And he's one of the best speaker in Bangladesh, career coach. He's one of the best career coach in Bangladesh. We are really actually happy to have him here today. So I think our all participants, we all are happy actually. It's okay. Our okay. I can just tell you all more things. Our next speaker is almost. He's here also. He's ready for his presentation. So I think once we finish this session, we just directly go to the next session. So you can ask. Still, you can ask many questions. And one more thing, yesterday we had almost like 170, 80 participants. Today we have almost 110. It's still 50, 60 or 70 participants are missing.
No, this is morning session, yeah. So perhaps some of them are sleeping now.
That's why I'm just requesting our all participants, if you have any connection, like yesterday they were in
okay, that's great, beautiful, thank you, go ahead.
Okay, sir, the question was like, how can I self-motivated for learning English language?
All motivations are self-motivation, my dear friend. Nobody can motivate you. You know, in order to be motivated, the formula is you have to clarify the why. We just have clarified the why. When you believe that, yes, I have to be a global citizen. In order to become a global citizen, I must speak in the lingua franca, that is English, right? And if I'm lacking English speaking skills, then I'll be shy, I'll be hesitant, and I'll be afraid to speak. And I'll be lacking the communication skills. Very simple formula, my dear friend. So first of all, you clarify your why. You know, there is no other way. English, there is no other language prevailing English, or prevailing over English rather, right? English is the #1 language of the world. Even Mandarin is the widely spoken language, Chinese people, but they're also learning English because they have to do business with other countries. So although it is good to learn Mandarin, because we have to also do business with Chinese. Look, because I learned Japanese back in 1996, a long time ago, I could grab a job easily and I could retain a job easily that time. That was my entry point, all right? Similarly, if you don't speak English, you will not get the entry. Now, if you, like people from, oh my God.
Sir, can unmute kore den.
Yes, sir, he already unmuted.
It's a good one. Sorry. Urgency of one. সবাইকে একটা জিনিস শেয়ার করতে চাচ্ছি, সেটা হলো যে যিশু তরফদার স্যারকে পাওয়া আসলে খুবই ভাগ্যের ব্যাপার। অনেক ব্যস্ত থাকে, এই সময়ের ভিতরে যতটুকু পারেন তারা নিয়ে নেন স্যারের থেকে। আর এই প্যান্ডেমিক সময় আমাদের সবাই যারা এন্টারপ্রেনিউর হওয়ার ইচ্ছা আছে, কোনো স্মল বিজনেস যারা ওপেন করতে চান তারা স্যারের আইডিটা ফলো করতে পারেন, ফেসবুক আইডি। স্যার একটা ইনিশিয়েটিভ নিয়েছে, যেখানে প্রায় 100 জনকে উনি মেন্টরিং করবে সরাসরি। যদি খুব ক্ষুদ্র বিজনেস কি করতে চান, রান করতে চান বা স্টার্ট করতে চান, তারপরে স্যারকে যোগাযোগ করতে পারেন।
So it's a great initiative which is taken by our honorable speaker.
Okay, sorry about that, because my dad was calling persistently. I mean, my dad is like 82 years old, and he still misses me all the time. All right, and he's worried about me all the time, so he keeps calling me. I just told him that I'm busy. I'm now working with my fellow learners, Bangladeshi students, but he didn't probably understand because he's too old. But I mean, sorry for that.
It's okay, sir. That's not a problem.
You should also give the utmost preference to your parents. Extremely important. Because of them, you are here on this earth. All right. Of course, Allah sent you here. That's all right. But through them, you are here, and your parents are the most important people of your life. So I'm very lucky that my parents living, and they're very caring. They're the best parents of the world, and I mean, to me, they're the best parents of the world, and your parents must be the best parents of your world, and you must take care of them. And whatever you are doing, you must stop, and you must respond to your parents. All right. So that's what I did. I'm very sorry for that, for the interruption. Okay. So we are in the question and answer session, right? So
yes.
I was giving you an answer about how can we learn, why should we learn English? I think I have explained enough why you should learn English, all right? And you must, it is not should, you must learn English very well. And for that, you must practice. And secondly, how can we develop our professional skills? The only way is to practice or to train yourself. Nobody can train yourself but you. You are the best trainer of your life. Even if you bring the best trainer or the highly paid trainer in front of you or teacher, he or she cannot teach you or train you. It is you who will train yourself, because you are the best trainer of yours. All right. When you get the inspiration and the motivation, of course, all motivations are self-motivation. Then only you can learn. All right. So you have the opportunity, because you are living in a foreign country, pick up some foreign friends and practice with them all the time. You can learn very good English, I believe, if you are still lacking, so that people can go to any country. People are waiting to receive you, like Australia, Canada. People can't go because they're so afraid of IELTS and low score of IELTS and so on. So when you have a qualification and experience, certain years of experience, and you're young people, and you can apply for an immigration, you can go to Canada, to Australia, to other countries. What they want, they simply want your English skills. All right. So that you can go there and you can work with them. You do not have any communication barrier. That is very important. And that's it. Any other question?
Okay, we have one person who raised his hand, Dr. Rahman. Dr. Rahman, you can unmute yourself and talk.
Yeah.
Dr. Rahman.
Yes, Dr. Rahman.
Dr. Mizanur Rahman, I think.
Dr. Mizanur Rahman, please go ahead.
He's one of the brightest PhD scholar of UPM. He's faculty member.
Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to everyone. Not evening, morning to everyone. Sorry for the mistake. So just I have a quick questions to dear sir, Jishu Tarafder. I came to learn that you are working also with entrepreneurship. Okay. So my question is to you that when I was in Malaysia, I saw that lots of undergraduate students as well as the postgraduate students involve themselves very root level entrepreneurial activities. You know that I have a project. I have decided to conduct a research based on a project that what are the entrepreneurial characteristics in our undergraduate students in Bangladesh. But the problem is that I found in Malaysian students are enrolling themselves as an entrepreneur. But why the students from Bangladesh are not enrolling themselves in the root level entrepreneurial characteristics of education? So my question is that what is the difference between the mentality between the other country students and why not the same mentality in our own students? So this is my simple point, sir, please.
Thank you very much. And you are doing a research. I believe you know better than me, but I variables and factors. There is no single cause for anything. As a researcher, you probably know that there is no single cause for something. There are so many variables that actually constitute the final answer. But in Bangladesh, we have so many factors like cultural factors. One of the factors is cultural factor, that people are more into job, not in entrepreneurship, because traditionally we have we have been holding jobs, and that is culturally taken as a good thing, and not any job, government job or some prestigious job, the thing. So that is one factor, I believe, because when I started my career in the hospitality industry, I went back to my village home, and my people, my villagers or my seniors there were very upset about my job, because I'm from a very prestigious family from my village. My title, my family title is Tarafder. You can imagine that my grandfather was a jamindar, and my father was a very highly respected person. He's still a very respected person. He is the founder of several colleges in my area, and he was the principal of those colleges. And we have land properties, and so we are a very well-to-do family. But when I took a job of a hotelier, then I was like, my father was ashamed that I went abroad and I took a job as a hotelier. And then I took a job as a salesperson, because I was sales manager of a hotel. Then he was even more ashamed, and people around him was giving him a lot of shame, because I didn't have to really work. And people told me that you don't have to work, you have enough wealth, and you are the only son of your parents. Why do you work? Because they didn't know about the prestige of or the value of labor. They only know the social prestige in doing some government job. All right. I think we still have that kind of values. That's why people are not really going to entrepreneurship. That is one factor only, not the only factor. There are other factors like our people, the climate factor, the environment factor. So we are a little bit lazy people than other people, because we do not face that much hardship, because we have a very fertile land and we can get food easily. But look at Japan, look at Singapore, look at England. Those people are really, really hardworking people. They didn't have enough land, the English people. That's why they had to conquer the whole world. They went out on voyage, and they could colonize other countries. Why? Because they didn't have enough. But we didn't face that much, because we had fertile land. We had people are a little bit easygoing. That's why they're not into hard work. But now they understand. Now they understand that they have to work hard. So things are changing. The dynamics are changing. That's why people are going even through the Amazon forests. They're going, and they're going through dangerous, sea, ocean, and they're trying to go to Malaysia. They're trying to go to Australia by boats, and they're going to Europe by boat from northern African countries, and they're trying to enter to USA through very, very dangerous forests. Why? Because they have not developed their competencies. They can take up the danger, they can take up the risk of life, but they won't train themselves. This is the irony I can see. All right, they can just learn a trade. Very simple formula: learn a trade from a technical or vocational educational institute. Number one, you are young, learn English. Thank you very much. You don't need anything, and have a few years of experience. That's it. Apply for immigration, and immigration is almost certain, because if you see the list of skill lists of those countries, they're always looking for electricians, plumbers, They're always looking for, technical people because they need to run their country. The only thing we don't have the trade, certificate. Even our electricians are very, very, skilled, but they don't have a certificate, and they don't have English speaking skills. So, my dear friends, to cut the long story short, there are many factors actually. We need to inspire our people. We need to inspire our people so that they can work hard and they can have the adventure mentality, which is entrepreneur mentality. When we have the entrepreneurial mentality, then only we can learn entrepreneurship. Otherwise, we'll be always dependent on parents. Like I could be dependent on my parents, no problem. Even if I didn't work, I don't have to work. I didn't have to work back then. All right, I could just sit and eat from my parents whatever they have. But I thought that time I have to be independent. I have to be on my own. I have to be a global citizen. That's why I traveled over 25 countries. That's why I worked in over 4 countries I worked, and including Bangladesh, 5 countries I worked. All right. So this is what we have to inspire our people. That look, you cannot sit idle. You cannot just depend on other. If you want to be a global citizen, if you want to survive, so that you don't have to cross the ocean by a boat, so that you don't have to go to a country through dangerous forests. My dear friends, learn something, learn a solid skill so that you can be entrepreneur. Thank you very much.
Sir, if you allow us, we can just, there are so many questions and another person raises hand.
Maybe we can accommodate a couple of questions, no problem.
Okay, so Bachu Sheikh, you can unmute yourself and you can talk. Bachu Sheikh, you raise your hand for the, okay.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your wonderful speech. It is very innovative and very fruitful session. I think ever I joined in my life. Sir, I want to talk about, as I want to mention that I'm working as a public relations officer in a private university, and I has already 6 years experience in this particular area. At the same time, I am also working as a secretary of South Asia Foundation. So my, in order to get a good communication job, or in order to get a better position in development sectors, I want to part of our development section. So my question, not achieving not only the experience, apart from, but also we need education. Like sometimes when I apply some other positions, they are looking for experience at the same time a relevant professional degree. So my request to you, how could we achieve or get some professional degrees in abroad? Because I face this problem many times, but you doesn't have that enough experience, but you will get a good job. Is not about that. They are also looking at the same time how much experience or how we have the academic knowledge. So please suggest me some, suggest us those are want to see ourselves in a good position in future in our particular area of interest. My request to you, please provide some suggestions regarding how do we get just very related scholarships in abroad. It might be from India or Malaysia or some other European countries. Please, if we have this information available, please let us share. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Are you stationed? I think you're stationed in Malaysia, right? Is everybody stationed in Malaysia, or some of you are stationed in Bangladesh as well? I don't know whether Bachu Sheikh is stationed in Bangladesh or in Malaysia. If you are stationed in Malaysia, I believe you're already there. I mean, you are working.
Sir, I'm not my station will be in Malaysia. I want to work in Bangladesh. I want to settle in Bangladesh, but I want to complete a degree. And in Malaysia there are a number of professional degrees available, but we don't know how to get this opportunity, this fellowship, because money is a problem. Money is a problem because I want to complete this course on year, might be 1 year or 1.5 year or no, 1.5 year, but here is the money's problem. So how could you get this scholarship or fellowship?
Okay, first of all, you have to clarify your ikigai. I tell my fellow learners, ikigai is like you have to clarify your vocation. What do you want to do? You know, if you just jump around and you think this is what is good, this is what is bad, let me try this, let me try that, and that you waste your time. So you cannot afford waste your time, number one. So you have to lock it for a certain time. That's why I also drifted away. You know, after my HSC, I drifted away. I had a break of studies. I couldn't decide what I should do, but then I locked. When I went to Japan, I locked my vocation. That was hotel management, and I had a very solid career in the hotel management field for long 30 years in the hotel management field. All right, so I enjoyed my vocation. So first of all, you have, this is called ikigai in Japanese language. That is, they call it ikigai. Maybe Imtiaz or Akash can write the word. Maybe I'm writing.
Yeah,
Ikigai.
I'm writing.
Ikigai. Okay, go for it. This ikigai, you can find it on the internet. All right, you can just search with ikigai. You'll see what ikigai is. That is actually clarifying your purpose or your vocation. All right, then you lock it that you want to work in the development sector, right, and especially in communication sector. So you already have locked it, but I think you should have a little bit of option here, because once you climb the pyramid, you go up to the pyramid, and the options are getting fewer and fewer. All right, so you keep your options open, my dear friend. Otherwise, I am suggesting you to clarify your ikigai. That's all right, but make it a little bit of, you know, broad spectrum. If you make it very narrow spectrum, then it will be very difficult to get a job. But if you have, like, you know, some options to play around, then you can fit in to that, to your definition of your vocation. So that is one answer to your question. The another answer to your question, you have to look for opportunities. You have to always search which university is offering grant, scholarship, or waiver. All right, all the universities are continuously offering these things. You know, they're looking for talented people. All right, in some cases you have to pay a little bit initially, and you have to do really good in your academic results. Then they will offer you the grant. Like my own brother-in-law and his wife, both of them studied in Malaysia. All right, for 3 years. They did their MS in dentistry, in dental surgery. All right, they're dentists. Both of them are dentists. So initially they went on their own. All right, initially they went on their own. They spent money, all right, for the first semester. But both of them did so well, and their academic qualification, I mean, result was excellent. CGPA was excellent, and they applied for a grant. All right, the funds available, they support good students, and rest of their, you know, academic tenure in Malaysia, they didn't have to spend a farthing. They didn't have to spend a penny. You know, they received the scholarship, free accommodation, and they did very well. And finally, they got very good CGPA. They came back, and both of them secured job at Bangladesh Medical College. All right, when they came back to Bangladesh. So this is how you have to do it. Maybe initially they don't believe you. They don't offer you a scholarship. All right, but as you do excellent in your academic, you know, result, then they will consider. So you have to have that kind of fun. But there are some, like if you go to Sweden or to Finland, there's Germany. So if you have the chance, if you can prove that you are an excellent student, you know, nobody will support a poor student. I mean, who is not doing academically excellent. Nobody will support. So if you are like a mediocre student, unfortunately, my dear friend, there is no other way. So you have to work very hard in order to excel. It's not brain surgery or rocket science. You know, the simple formula is work hard. That's it. You know, study well, work hard, and look for opportunities. You know, in Malaysia, I think Malaysia is now the hub of education. That's why people are going to Malaysia to study. I'm really surprised. More than 20,000 people are studying in Malaysia from Bangladesh, right? And when I was in Malaysia, long time ago, 25 years ago, and I mean, I was permanently, I mean, for a certain time, I was living there, I was working there. And I went to Malaysia so many times, it's like my second home. I'm not like second home. I mean, it's like I go back to Malaysia so many times because I have friends and I have work and go on excursion and field trips and so on. So that time, many people came to me when they learned that I was from Bangladesh, because Malaysian people didn't, and I probably don't look at Bangladeshi people as respected people, because most of our people are like workers and they say Bangla, they insult us. You know, that's the mentality of especially Malay people, and we have to live with that, you know. But I was, you know, when people heard that I was an executive and I was an expatriate and I was training people in Malaysia, and I was also hosting a radio show in Langkawi. I was also hosting a radio show on Radio Langkawi. All right, so people knew me that time in Malaysia, and I was training people. That time I was under Renong Berhad. That was the owner of Sheraton Properties. So people used to come to me and say, "Hey, from Bangladesh, I was studying in Bangladesh. You know, I was a student of Singh Agriculture University. Somebody told me I was a student of Dhaka Medical College or Dhaka University." So we were that time, or before that time, were the hub of education. All right, Malaysian people used to come to our country to study, and our government used to give scholarship to those people. Now things have changed, so this is the other way around. Our people are going to Malaysia to study. Okay, this is the irony. But to cut the long story short, my dear friends, you have to always look for opportunities. Always look for opportunities. You know, search for the universities who have fund, and who offer grant and scholarships. All right, and who offer waiver. So then work very hard and do good wherever you are studying. You must have this CGPA. Somebody asked me, is CGPA important? Yes, CGPA is extremely important. If you don't have good CGPA, you don't have a good entry. All right? For your entry, CGPA is very important. And to retain your job, that is a different ballgame. Many people with good CGPA, great CGPA, they cannot retain their job. They don't do well in their job. All right? That is a different ballgame. But to get an entry, you need a great CGPA. All right? That is very, very important. So do not neglect your CGPA. All right, whatever you do, you know, study very hard, and now you have the tracking system. You know how you are doing, because you are not getting the CGPA all on a sudden. You have the progress report, right? Every time you are appearing for an exam, a test, you are getting some points. That is accumulating to your final result. So if you are lagging behind, I am suggesting you that you work hard, all right, and you get a good CGPA so that you can apply for scholarship. When you are applying for a job, people will say, hey, this guy has a great CGPA from a prestigious university, not from any unrated university, all right? A good university. Most of the Malaysian universities, they have rates, and most of them are good. I believe you are studying at the universities, they must be good. So these are very important. University ranking and your CGPA. If you are studying in a university that doesn't have any rank, nationally or internationally, and that has a bad reputation, then it will not help you, unfortunately. So you have to be very careful in what university you study and what CGPA you have. These factors will give you the entry. I've seen people maybe from a college, they don't have a good CGPA, but they do excellent in their job, in their work life. That is different ballgame, I told you earlier. But first of all, you have to have an entry. So CGPA is very, very important. Okay, do not neglect it. And also, you have to look for the avenues and opportunities where you can apply. Then you can transfer your credits to that university, maybe if they're offering the grant or the scholarship. All right. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Actually, there are so many questions and some. Okay, as we have running out of time, I think we can't take any more questions. So thanks, Jishu Tarafder sir, for this wonderful session, and it's one of the best session ever we attended. So, some of our actually the participants they already mentioned in the comment box. So we are really happy and blessed to have you here, sir, and we believe in future we will get you again in our platform. So we are actually.
I'm so humbled. I'm really, really happy to be with you. You are my fellow learners, all right? I always tell my fellow learners that this is not the end of our relationship. Like Imtiaz is already my fellow learner, and that's why I agreed to be with you. And he proposed me whether I can moderate a session. Yes, of course. Why not? That's my privilege, my opportunity to communicate with the young generation, because you are the asset of our country. So you will take our country ahead. All right. So my dear friends, I'm so happy. I believe this is also available on internet, right? On Facebook, is it?
Yeah,
it recorded version will be also uploaded in our YouTube channel.
Yeah. And
okay, then I'll watch later.
Okay, we have our own YouTube channel and Facebook. Actually, we wanna upload this video both of the place.
স্কলারশিপ নিয়ে আমি একটু কথা অ্যাড করতে যাচ্ছি, সেটা হলো যে যেহেতু মালয়েশিয়াতে আমরা আছি, মালয়েশিয়াতে আন্ডারগ্রেড স্কলারশিপ খুব লিমিটেড, বাট ইউনিভার্সিটি কিছু স্কলারশিপ অফার করে, তারা কিছু ওয়েভার অফার করে, কিন্তু মেরিট অনুযায়ী আপনার ইউনিভার্সিটি লেভেল থেকে বা স্টেট লেভেল থেকে যে ফান্ডগুলো ওগুলো পাওয়া যায় না। সেগুলো পাওয়ার জন্য আপনাকে মাস্টার্স এর জন্য এবং পিএইচডি জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করতে হবে। আর মূলত ইউ ক্যান সার্চ ইন দ্য গুগল দ্য পাবলিক ইউনিভার্সিটি মোস্টলি লাইক UPM, UM, UKM, USM. Okay, they are also very high in the QS ranking, so they have fund and industry collaboration also. Although it's very difficult for the social science students like business, HR to get the funding, but also have limited scope. But the engineering, mostly the electrical, civil, they have industry investment into the university linkage, so they can easily avail the opportunities. So you can search in the Google, and also BSUM and BSAUPM also frequently organize the workshop and information session. Last month also you organized one of the session regarding about the scholarship opportunities. So you just follow our pages. Okay? We'll frequently update.
All right. Great. I'm so humbled and I'm so happy to be with you, my dear friends. I hope to see you again. I just mentioned that this is the beginning of a relationship. So you can always connect with me. You can follow me on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You can always ask me questions, and you can always be part of my learning programs. Now that we have the new normal, which is online, learning programs going on all the time. So you can also be part of those learning programs. So my dear friends, thank you very much once again.
Few of our participants asked email. If you allow, just we can share your email.
Yeah, please. I'm not very active on email. I'm active on active on Facebook, and
you can easily Google surname and easily can get.
Yeah, but you can of course you can send me email as well. No problem. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, great. Sir. Thank you, okay. and see you soon, inshallah.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Grateful, sir.
Okay, thanks for your great session once again.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Thank you. Inshallah.